Hi guys, this is Imran from Options Insight. Due to the incredible interest that I've had from people asking me about crypto options, once I've told them I've become active in the space, I thought it made sense to start making videos about crypto and crypto options specifically. Now, I'm not a blockchain or crypto expert, but what I am is an options expert. And since June, I've been trading Bitcoin and Ethereum options with my own cash, and I've managed to 5x it. I've also managed to do that in a way where my risk was super controlled and I wasn't going to lose a hell of a load of money. So the idea of these videos in this new series, which I'm going to call Crypto Insight, is to talk you guys through some of the strategies and ways that I'm trading crypto options and taking advantage of my knowledge of trading volatility, term structure, skew, and being able to manipulate those positions to give myself some edge and give myself some advantage in the way that I express my views to participate in these crazy wild swings that crypto markets can have. Being a vol trader, I'll tell you now, the most exciting and the most fun assets to trade, volatility, are the ones that know how to move. And right now, there's no other asset class that knows how to move like crypto. So with that, I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and feel free to sign up for a free trial to Macro Insight, where you'll get this type of content. You'll also get other asset classes and you'll get live Q&A.
So let's talk crypto. What's been happening? So you had, there's a bit of a weird one. So last week we were saying the reason why Bitcoin sort of had a thrust to the upside was because India backtracked, and now they backtracked again, right? So I don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they want to do with the digital asset space. But you had like Reserve Bank of India saying, yeah, we want to ban it. But apparently they don't have that much authority in India. They're not like the Fed, basically, right? So some people are citing that as the reason why sort of Bitcoin kind of failed on that false breakout over the weekend. Look, I mean, for me, I just think, some of these weekend moves are a little bit suspect at times because you don't have as much volume at the weekend. It can sometimes have these crazy moves and then reverse them after the weekend, right? So that seems to be what's happened. If you look at the momentum as well, it wasn't really breaking out with any high momentum to those new highs, because the old highs was like 58,000. It got to like 61, 62. Momentum didn't really follow through on that break. So, it was kind of feeling a bit tired anyway. So you had a pullback. For me, the key levels are kind of drawn out here. There's quite a lot of them. Just back to the normal average would be around 52. I'm looking for a move down to about 50 to maybe start dipping toes in again. I did put a few hedges on basically via like options, which is what I like to do. So I might start dipping my toes in if we get back below 50 again. But in an ideal world, it can kind of correct all the way back to this 42 level, which would be a very, very healthy correction, right? I mean, if you zoom out of there, that'd be an A, B, C style correction of what was a very impulsive move higher. And we could stage a really healthy bounce up towards 80,000 once we correct to complete that kind of low 40,000s correction, right? So I would not see that as bearish. If we took out 42 and we found ourselves suddenly around 38 or something, then that might start to look concerning, right? Because then we might be in for a much more complex or deeper correction of a larger degree, which might then even see us down to these type of levels, right? At 28, 30,000, which could look quite scary for some people. Yeah. So that's something to bear in mind. I don't think that's the base case. For me, the base case is we're in a bit of a correction. I'm not scared of us ripping through 80,000 in the next month. But I think we're going to find a lot of support in the low 40s if the correction continues. Now, because I'm generally a bit more bearish on risk assets, and because Bitcoin's probably a bit crowded in terms of longs with retail, maybe even with some fund managers now, I could definitely see a period of de-risking happening into the back end of March. And I don't think Bitcoin's going to escape that, right? So So I'd be looking for some weakness in Bitcoin, but weakness to buy, basically, right? So like I say, anywhere below 50,000, I'd start nibbling. At like 42, 43, I'd be very happy to take some hedges off, I think. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Ethereum, I think at the moment, given what the spread's doing, it's kind of stabilized around that 0.032 level. So nothing crazy happening there. So it's probably just going to track Bitcoin for now. It's going to take its cue from Bitcoin. I don't think there's anything necessarily. I mean, last week people were piling into a few calls there on the back of some bullish news on their update, like I mentioned. But that just seems to have kind of not really made much difference now, and it's just tracking what Bitcoin's doing. So I expect that to continue over the coming weeks, to be honest. Yeah. And then options activity wise, not a whole lot going on. I mean, you've had volatility coming down and kind of stabilizing at the lower levels. So, the options market is not really giving us any clear read, even in this sell-off that happened in the last day or so. It's not like options vol has exploded or anything like that, right? So generally you kind of need more than a 10% down move in Bitcoin to really make anyone notice. Like if you get 20, 30% down move, then maybe vol will have a little bit of a pop. But this type of correction from 60 to 55 or whatever, that the market kind of takes it in its stride, to be honest with you, right? So nothing really groundbreaking on the options side coming out of crypto.